Good morning and welcome to our first video update for our new virtual learning situation. Uh, whether you're watching this for history or for psychology, it doesn't matter. This is going to work for both. All right. I'm just using this to give you an introduction to the new basic expectations, how I'm going to lay things out for both classes. So either way, it doesn't matter. You're going to use this same video. But one of the first things I'm going to want you to do here, okay, is whether you're watching this for history or psychology, it doesn't matter. I want you to pause it really quickly, pull up a document because I want you to take notes on what I'm saying, okay? Because I'm going to have you submit these notes in a formative, and I'm going to title it something along the lines of Virtual Expectations Notes, and it'll be a formative, okay? The only reason I'm wanting you to do that is because when you submit that, that means I know that you have watched this, okay, and that you've listened. And so, I mean, it doesn't have to be big. You don't have to give me tons of stuff, even if it's just little bullet points. I don't care. It's a check, all right, to make sure that you're actually watching this and listening. Um, and I'm gonna be a butthead about it. I'm gonna have it submitted. It'll be in a Turnitin. So, but go through Canvas like always. Okay. That way, I just know you've seen it and I know you've taken the notes. So first thing, sorry as well. If you have me for history and for psychology, okay, I'm gonna have a spot for virtual expectation notes. It's gonna be a formative in both classes, okay. So you only have to take the notes once, obviously, but just submit it in both spots. Or actually, no, you don't. I take that back. You don't have to submit it in both spots. I'll use, and if you have me for both classes, just submit these in your history class virtual notes. And then what I'll do is I'll just go in and pop the grade in PowerSchool for psychology as well. I think there's only one student that only has me for psychology and not history. Joseph, I believe that's you. So if that's the case, obviously you will put this in the virtual expectation notes spot in psychology class. Um, anyway, all right. So basic expectations for both classes is what I'll do is I will put all of your tasks in for any given week. All right. Doesn't matter, like, Monday is beginning with a B day technically. But I think one of the best ways for us to be able to keep track of what we're doing is I'm just going to put our weekly tasks as far as what I want you guys to be able to have done in that given week, whether it's a quote unquote 2 class period week, if it was a Tuesday, Thursday week for you or a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm just going to try to post generally the same thing. Um, I'm going to try to post it in a way, and I'll put due dates and times at the end of the week, so that you guys can be flexible in how you do things, because I know you've got multiple classes. And I know a lot of you guys also have other things that now you're going to have to do or having to do because you have, that's my daughter Lily, that you're having to do now. I know some of you are looking after siblings and other things like that are going on. So I'll try to be flexible and just have a single due date and time, um, just so that you guys can be flexible with your schedule. What I'll also do, like I said, I'll have all my weekly stuff already posted. And each week for those assignments, what I'll do is I'll do something like this. I'll have a video where I explain out exactly what I want you to do. Some weeks, though, I will have multiple videos. I'll have the initial video where I just give you the weekly rundown of what I want you to do and how I want you to do it. Sometimes I'll follow up with additional videos, maybe screenshot videos of specific things. Like that's something I'll do here in just for this week. I'm going to have multiple videos just to kind of show you some different expectations, the way I want you to do different assignments and things like that. And I might post multiple ones. I don't know, maybe just something to break up your monotony. I don't know. We'll just see. This is new for everybody here. Um, so Basically, particularly with history, a lot of your expectation, a lot of this is you're gonna have to do readings, and I've simplified down to readings from just a single text instead of, whereas before I had, look at both of these sets of texts and take notes. I'm just gonna boil it down to a single text that you'll use from here on until they give us the go ahead to meet back in person, or however this works, just to make it easier. And I'll follow up with that. Uh, Another video to show exactly how that's going to work. One of the things, too, that I want to talk about definitely is if you go up to the top, and of course, I know I'm not doing a screencast to where you're looking at my screen. This is just a video, but you guys know how your Macs work. If you go up to the top of your MacBook, there you have the red file wave kiosk icon. So if you haven't already gone into your laptop, or if this is Monday for you and you're looking at it, please go to that file wave kiosk icon and click on applications. I'm going to go up on mine and see if that's what it says on mine. It says install software. So if you'll click on that and click on applications, if you scroll down, because they're in alphabetical order, you'll find one for Zoom. Okay, please install that. That is and obviously you'll have to make a little account using your student ID. That's not a problem. It's really easy to use. It's a really easy way that we can do conferencing. There can be multiple people in a conference, but it'll be a great way to do one-on-one conferences, since this will be the primary way, these videos that I post on Canvas and announcements, okay, will be the primary way that you see me and get direction from me. One of the best ways to get, questions answered quickly or more in depth, please go in there, download Zoom, set up the account. It just takes a minute, and we can use that to do conferencing, real-time conferencing, get those questions answered. Please, 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 please utilize it. I'm not at this point going to require that you check in X amount of time or anything like that, but please utilize this. If you have questions, sit down, send me a quick email, or go in and schedule a meeting with me. I'm also going to, I don't have this exactly set up yet, but I'm going to try to have time scheduled each day for that, where I'll be available for that in any given time, but any time of day. Just say, oh, well, it's not noon, and Mr. Price said, he'll be available for conferences at noon. Whatever. If you've got a question, you want it answered really quickly, shoot me a quick email. We can create a quick conference and go ahead and get it done. I want to try to be as available to you as humanly possible, to do things like this, to get questions answered. All right? So please, please, please do that. There's also, you'll note, and I'll show you this on my next video, where I show you things on the screen to give you some specifics. There's a conference ability in Canvas. I went ahead and activated it for history class. I'll go in and do it for psych as well. It's just another option for us to be able to use either the Zoom or the embedded Canvas program. It's very similar too. One of the things I do want to go ahead, and this is for history only at this point, I'll just talk about the basics for the calendar for history. I will do something separate for psychology here in just a second. Like I said, all your assessments, they're going to be note-heavy assessments, like going in, reading, taking certain notes. I'll show you how to do that in my next video post, my screen post. But those will then go into Turnitin. The only thing, I just want to ensure that it's you going in there, taking notes, using your own words. You're not copy and pasting somebody else's to say, just make Mr. Price think I did these notes, whatever. You have to do this reading, okay, to get the base for what you need. It's going to be similar with psychology. but that is history specific. It'll go into Turnitin.com. Assessments, the big assessments like formatives, right? Practicing, and of course, this will be fourth quarter for us. We'll be going into standard D, okay, and you can find that in Canvas under course files. It's where all the other standards are. It's in that same file. It'll be standard D. It's the compare and contrast standard. I'll go over that momentarily, and I'm going to do my best to keep us on track and finishing out still with a workable preliminary IA in my possession. Okay, so we're just it's life as usual as far as class is concerned. It's just kind of on your own time, and it's a little bit abbreviated now that we've lost an additional week. So I will just quickly go over that, and like I said, I'll give you a little more detail on this with my next video. I've got some things changed, and I'll have to go in and change them in Canvas. I've got your formative, your first fourth quarter formative, or our formative style summative using standard D. That will now, even though it's already in Canvas, now that is going to be changed to April 6th. Okay, because we're kind of losing that week from this week's extended spring break. That'll be April 6th. Okay. Then we're going to have our summative number 1. That will come in instead of April 20th. That will then now be due on April 27th. Okay, and then after that point, so basically April 28th onward, as long as we're able to keep this general pace, is when we'll start the preliminary IA, and I'll have stuff posted for that later. So, take a look at the calendar. That way you know when that is. We're going to start, when we come back here, you'll end up doing a first thing you'll do is a kind of a little review piece on Latino Americans, and then you're going to jump into doing some notes. But like I said, I will follow up with your second video on that. These are just general expectations, all right? It's business as usual, except everything will be laid out weekly with a single due date and time for everybody. When it comes to either our first formative, which will come up in a couple of weeks, or our summatives, what I'll do is when I post the stuff for the given week, for the next week, then I'll go ahead and give you the questions so that when you're doing your reading that will funnel into that, you can go ahead and start paying attention to, oh, okay, as I'm taking these notes, well, this part is clearly going to be working into that assessment. So that'll just make your lives a little bit easier. All right, so I know I was a little bit all over the place because there were a couple of different things I wanted to talk about, but I apologize for that. So I'm getting used to this too. Like I said, there wasn't, please, I know this seems silly, and it's like, oh, well, why am I just took, 5 bullet points there, whoop-de-doo, and you're telling me, there's going to be a couple more videos coming up, and, that's fine, I don't care, just type it, submit it, and that way I know you've watched it, I know you have at least attempted to process what I've said, so please, just like always, email me anytime, day or night. I'll answer you back as soon as I can. If it's during the quote-unquote work day time, the normal school day time, I should be able to get back to you pretty quickly, because if it's a normal school day and school day time, unless I'm having to run a quick errand or something, because, I'm at home and I've got my daughter here and my wife's working too, may have to run an errand or something like that. But I should be able to get back to you really quickly if it's normal school hours. If not, just like always, send me the email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please go up to that FileWave kiosk, that little red thing that looks like a fan, or I guess it's supposed to look like a wave, but it kind of looks like a fan. Click on it. Click on Install Software. Go to Applications. Install that Zoom software. It's really easy to use, and we can do face-to-face time that way, easily, and get questions answered. Um, please utilize that. Okay. Plus, hey, I'm an extrovert. I'm a people person, so it'll be nice to see your faces anyway. All right, I'll sign off for video number 1, and as I said, I will have video number 2 to follow to give you some more specifics about week 1 or this coming week's assignments coming up. So that would be, if I've got this correctly, that would be 3. Oh, I thought I wrote the dates down here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was an idiot. Probably. Let's see, that's the 19th. Tomorrow's the 20th, 21st, 22nd. So that'll be the 23rd. Yeah. So yeah, actually I'm staring at a calendar. That would make more sense, right? So yeah, I'm sorry. I'll follow up. Video number 2 will be specifics for the week of the 23rd through the 27th. So I apologize for my rambling. Maybe my additional videos will be a little more succinct. And I hope everybody's staying safe, and at least hopefully getting to get out, be in the sunshine when it does shine, and stretch your legs, and not letting this get you down too much. All right, I'll see you guys later.